She satisfied. She'd go to her room and slam the door. Grandpa was saying he was going to take it off.
I just think that maybe, but most of the time, maybe that's true for half the time. But I think that still, you have to be willing to become a peacemaker. I wouldn't become. I'd probably be dead because I always give sass back. I don't know how to speak nice to somebody who's speaking.
You really haven't had to.
You do whatever makes you feel better. That's what I'm saying. You're looking at it like we're trying to make peace for everybody else. And what I'm telling you is peacemakers have learned to survive for their own self to make peace.
Keep peace.
If you want to watch TV or you want...
I'm probably just not smart enough. I would probably just pop right back at you.
You would. You just don't realize.
I don't think your mom is as strict as he is. That's why.
Oh,
I mean, you would never have a friend in your house. You would never use the phone. I mean, he would make your life so miserable that you end up giving him his way because you know you can have a decent life, that you'll have your friends and you'll get to go to the movies.
It would be very easy, like simple things you don't even realize that are manipulative. Like, for example, when you talk on the phone and Simon and I come and knock on the door, and I go, hey, 5 minutes, it's time to close up your conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you talk sometimes for half an hour more and you finally get off the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would say, you have 5 minutes to make a phone call. You get off the phone. If I didn't, it was click, the phone was hung up.
He'd rip it out of the wall.
It was gone.
And
your friends, you'd be embarrassed. So you'd learn not to call your friends from home. You'd see them at school, or you'd do something else, not because you cared to not have a fight at home, because you didn't want to be embarrassed in front of your friends.
Well, things like that maybe, but I just don't know about the whole,
well,
I wouldn't argue back and
that's just an easier example. It's the whole thing.
You say,
to live with
my father doesn't like people calling at dinner, don't call, because it's going to be a nightmare, and you know it, so you tell your friends, don't call, or my dad doesn't let us talk more than 10 minutes on the phone, or...
So you just learn the new rules, and it's not something that you do intentionally to become a peacekeeper. That's just the rules of your home, and you just have learned them as such to make
he
life
didn't work that on me.
To make life work in our home.
One of your time I have to listen to all his stories.
And it's not something you can teach you at your age
my
now.
story, then he says he's tired.
You're brought up with little.
I guess I just...
I'll never tell him my
Right from the
story.
very get-go, if you didn't like the way your shoes were, I took them off for you. I didn't want you to be unhappy with the wrong shoes. You were 1. You were 6 months old. In your christening, you were fiddle-farting with your shoes. You couldn't even hold your head up yet, and you were like, ah!
I could like your see him with Don. Uncle Don would get dressed, and in those days, boys wore shirts and ties and like pants to church on Sunday, and so he would come out and he would be crooked, like a little kid would dress. And Grandpa would like pick him up. He was like 6 years old. He would like pick him up. Get that shirt right. Look at that. That's not lined up. Your belt's gotta go with your pants. And this little 6-year-old is standing
He
here.
would
like
embarrass you in front of the crowd. We were out to eat something. We went out to dinner, and Sue was. I guess she didn't have all the kids. I remember that one. And he told her that she wanted to move around. You know, little kids want to move around. So he told her to move around, just around. And she didn't, she wanted. He went over, he slapped her on the face in front of everybody. Think that's nothing.
That's not embarrassing, she's a baby. Everybody gets slapped in the butt.
This is not, he did it, that's embarrassing. She wasn't
She was
real
little. She
little.
wasn't like 2 years old. She was like 6 or 7, or she was big enough to know she was embarrassed in front of everybody. He could have gone and just got her and said, no, I told you to stay close. But he didn't. He wanted to make his point. I said stay close, and you moved, and the way he made his point was to hit her across the butt.
Well, a spank is not a hit.
With him, it was a hit. It was a hard hit.
It was a hit. You never seen that hit.
You had a black and blue mark. It wasn't little.
I would have been, my parents would have been in trouble if I went to school nowadays. I used to go to school.
It would have been child abuse.
My swim coaches used to ask about my welts and my blues because I would get spanked with a strap. And so I had lines that would go across my thighs and my ass and my back.
The thing
and I
is,
was a swimmer.
you let me get the piece. I would have done like, see, if somebody did that to me, as soon as...
But you're not someone who gets that done to you at 12. That's what she's saying, is that you come out into that family, and so you were given
as soon as I
from the
realized
very...
wrong, I would embarrass him and brought this up to his boss and like, look what he does to me, and brought this up to my school.
It's very hard to even know. It was hard for Grandma to know, because he was a strict father. There's one, you know, I'd go, I was a fairly strict mother, but he called me permissive, that I let the kids get away with murder. And he's my husband, he's their father, and I want him to be a father. And so I'm like, am I wrong? I mean, because it'd be this right on the line of child abuse.
It's more than just
And like when
that.
they were getting older and they still wouldn't listen, the time that's when our marriage was starting to go down the tubes, because I would speak up. He had a great big college ring, and he hit like that with DJ, and I went like that, and I said, that's child abuse. You could end up in jail. Look at that. That's like hitting a kid with brass knuckles, you know? And he just looked at me and he took his ring off. Like, it's okay, I'm gonna still do this. I'll take the ring off, though. Maybe she's right. Maybe that's, everybody has their own line. And he was treated very rough when he was a child. And so his line was borderline abuse. And I didn't recognize that because he kept telling me, it's like, he'd say, oh, you're wimpy, or you're this, or you're that.
Well,
and
he
I'm
was
not
abused,
strict enough with the kids. And so I'd be going, well, maybe I'm too lenient. Because I did. I had a tendency to be the other extreme, to be too lenient. And I know that's not good with kids either. So it was kind of wacko in our house because we were two different extremes. He would go away and I'd let the kids run and do whatever they want. And then when he'd come back, I was like, but I was trying to like balance him, so it was like, oh good, he went on a trip, we can all relax and leave our dishes out and bum out until he comes home. And so you just kind of grow up that way. It would be like, we'd all be relaxed and everything, and then he would come home and everybody would jump up like little soldiers and run around and do whatever he wanted.
And it's two pieces that you're not getting into the puzzle that there's no way for you to put into your puzzle. One is if you're brought up that way. You don't know any other way. Just like when you were little, you didn't know life without your little IV pole for 3 years? You didn't think about it. You went and did things with your IV poles because you didn't realize other kids didn't. And so part of it is just that's life and you grow up that way. Two is society wouldn't have supported you. My coach would ask and it'd say my butt was spanked. He never said your father hit you too hard, I'm going to turn him in. He said, what the hell did you do? Can you swim on Saturday or are you grounded? Because society didn't stop. Now society stops.
Okay, I agree with that, but I think that also nowadays it's like the family isn't looked at like an item like that anymore. Like each person is going separate, so they wouldn't be like, oh, your family is having this, or like your what I'm saying, like
because divorce
back
is
then.
more prevalent.
No, not that. That's completely different.
There was no such thing as domestic violence.
Yeah,
it didn't exist.
Like,
no one talked about
what
it.
I'm saying is like back then, like you guys were all. There was still the whole women were very much submissive, and it was a family, and it was just you have to have everything inside your family. And nowadays it's like everybody knows everybody's business, and like I know everything about my best, not my best friend, but Jessica's good friend Alicia. Her dad hits her all the time. We all know it, and he's gone to jail 3 times. It's like everyone knows it, and it's not like a oh god, keep it inside the family. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's like this. So as soon as I would figure out it'd be wrong, you guys would be like, it's wrong, I'll be embarrassed. I'd be like, it's wrong, I'm gonna tell everyone and let everyone know and get this dad in jail. Like what Alicia did. Alicia did the exact same thing. She's
Yes, 5 minutes ago.
Banana bread.
That's a very interesting conversation, but I can smell banana bread behind me.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like Alicia probably would have done the exact same thing if she was you back then. Like back and it was completely different. It's like keep it hush hush. That's wrong. I'll be embarrassed and all that type of stuff. But
My mother did, my family, it was me, I did that. My generation, Babci's generation did not. Everybody knew, like she had friends whose husbands beat them up, they were walking around, everybody
Where would you
knew.
go? What would you do?
I would tell everyone.
But what do you think the consequences of that statement and that action would be?
I would tell the police, first of all.
But what
That's what Alicia did. Alicia left her house.
Beyond that, what would you do and what would the consequences
They
be?
even
That's
have,
what
they even
survival
have
is about.
movies on TV about what happens when women do stand up. That's why
Well,
it's been so hard
Alicia-
for women
No,
to
just
stand
take
up.
it into you. What about Jessica? What if Jessica tells everybody? What happens? They put her
Jessica-
father in jail or
No,
whatever.
I'm telling you,
your
I
friend-
have a friend, Alicia,
Okay.
and she did the exact same thing. Her dad hit her and her mom. Her mom got a divorce, but then she still spends weekends with their dad since she was like 4 years old. Dad and her have a really close relationship, but since she turned like 14, he started like hitting her all the time because like now she's a woman or whatever. So as soon as that happened, she told the policeman, and like they're like, well, we can't do anything until you prove that it's him. So then like she took like recording things, and she recorded her dad hitting her. So then she brought it to the policeman, and he's in jail. He's gone to jail twice since then, both when he was a probational officer. And it's like she still has a close relationship, she still spends time with him, but
Okay, but
I
now,
think first she brought it to her counselor and was like, I think I did something wrong. And her counselor was like, no, you did nothing wrong. He did something wrong. You're right. And then like, cause she had an idea. She's like, this is probably
you're
wrong.
absolutely
The
correct.
point
for
is,
the
it
year
doesn't
2000.
change anything.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is I can't relate it to back then. And you guys
But
can't
it's
relate
even
to
now, it's like when Grandpa, I always backed off, and then I was divorced from Grandpa for a long time, and I never looked at like domestic violence or his behavior, and so then I went into counseling, and I heard all this stuff, and I'm divorced for a long time, and he called me up on the phone, and he left a message on the answering machine, so it was recorded. And he threatened me. He said he was going to come at me, he was going to be in my face in school and everything. Now I'm a long time divorced, right? So I look at it now, I'm a different person. I've been away from him. I yanked the phone out of the wall. I took the answering machine down to the police station. And I don't even know, because I've been living with this guy for so long, and I go, this is my ex-husband on the phone. Is this threatening? I mean, I can hear it's threatening, but Grandpa always threatened me. How do I know what the police call threatening? And he listened to Grandpa, and he said, that is a threatening call, and he wrote it down. And my mistake again, he said, you want me, to fill out they write out a police report, but did I want them to go do something about it, like go talk to Grandpa and stuff? And I didn't want to make trouble. So I
I'm
said
saying
no.
is you're the person that would not make trouble, like what you just said. I would have been like, hell yes.
No, but so anyway, we went to court. I thought the report was enough. I didn't want them to go arrest Grandpa.
I
said, I just want you
She
to
wanted
know.
him not to ruin his reputation.
I wanted them to know that, and then I needed to know for myself, so that if he did come to the house and he did do stuff, that's on record. But my point of it all is that when I went to court, we went to court with the judge and everything, and they played Grandpa talking and threatening me. And the judge said, well, he didn't hurt you, so it's okay. If he comes to hurt you, then we'll do something. So, I mean, it really doesn't do any good anyway.
my point was just that, Shelley, you couldn't relate because you've never been in a you have to survive situation.
I think that we both.
In your life, you have never experienced it in your life. So
And you
there's
probably
no way.
never will.
And that's good, because you weren't supposed to. I don't think it's healthy for people to have to experience that.
I
My
just
point was
saying-
just that you shouldn't have experienced it. You
All I'm
didn't
saying
experience it, and you wouldn't
is
take
that
it
you
the same
guys-
way.
I don't know everything about how it is, but I've never had to experience that. Because you guys just don't know everything what I would do. It's just we both don't know, so we always just like the
But did you
conversation doesn't
understand?
have.
You're right,
a
but you
point.
understand the point that I'm trying to make to you, that I tried
Do you
way back in
understand
the
what I am?
I do
You have to
understand what
finish.
you're saying, and I said that, but you haven't acknowledged where I'm trying to say what I tried to say 15 minutes ago, which was you were never in a situation that made it so that you were on survival mode. You never had to do something else because you needed to stay alive today. You never have been in that situation ever in your entire life.
Yeah, you may be.
You might later,
Someday.
but right now you haven't been, which is very good, because what it has done is it's created things in your back pocket that if somebody put you in that situation, you would come out fighting, because you know you don't have to be that way. It's the same as the snow. Grandma said, I moved to Puerto Rico, I was stationed there for 3 years, I should have lived on the beach and had a great time, and said she whined because she didn't have snow. She came back and she said, what the hell did I want to shovel snow for? This is stupid. You would say the same thing if somebody put you in a threatening
I've
situation.
heard your point. Did you hear mine though?
Yes, I did, and I told you
You-
that when you asked me last time and the time before.
And the day before, I've only said it once. I don't think that either one of us can see from that thing, because
We're listening, we're sitting listening.
like, she says, well, it's true, I haven't had to deal with that situation to what she did. But, I mean, I've never had my dad try to hit me, but then, you say neither have you, so I don't understand what that's about. But, I mean, that's true. But you guys just don't know what I'm capable of either. So I'm probably, even if I was the type of person that I had grown up in that situation, I'm just saying, I don't think I would be the type of person that would keep the peace. I'm just not innately the
I
type of
agree with
person.
that. You'd run away.
And no, I would just say it hella loud, and I wouldn't mind being. I mean, look at them. When we got into 2 fights, and both times we got into huge fatty fights, I called people. I mean, seriously, I'm the type of person that just would raise hell and embarrass the other person on purpose.
I have no idea.
Well, you're not perfect. Don't ever use that expression. I'll let you know.
What
You're not
expression?
perfect.
I didn't say on purpose, I said on purpose.
But you're saying it.
No, I
She
didn't.
said on
purpose. On
She didn't
purpose.
say I'm perfect, she said on purpose.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm just saying that I don't know, since we both don't have the whatever.
You would never be in somebody else's shoes, so you can't tell.
Exactly. Since I've never been in
Nobody
anyone
knows what
else's
they're gonna do. I had no idea I was gonna end up divorced, and I had no idea. It took me a while to figure out what kind of a relationship it was. And everything I've studied about it since says it happens so very gradual that you don't know.
So we're gonna make her sticky on the table.
They call it that you acquiesce. You know, your boyfriend shoves you. You get in a fight and he shoves you or does one little thing, and if you don't break up with him, you've set a new boundary, and the next time he may do more.
Yeah, he'll say he's
I've
sorry.
I've had lots of situations like that before. Like Tara and I was swimming at when she used to sleep over when we were in 8th grade or 9th grade, I don't remember. And we used to go swimming at night, and these guys started following us back to our home, and we didn't want them to go back to my home. Like we were afraid that they would follow us to. So we were like trying to go roundabout, trying to not get them. And they got right up on Tara and me, and there's two guys and two of us, and they are like 20 years old, and they are great. Like they had their hands against our shoulders and were trying to undress us, and we were like, oh my god. So Tara takes this bush right here, and she tries to get the branch to break off so she can hit the guy. And instead, I hit the guy in the face with my hands. I'm like an 8th grade girl, and this guy's 20 years old. I hit the guy really hard in the face, and it hits his eye right here, and it ended up breaking his bone because it cracked and everything. And then I just grabbed Tara and ran away. Like the other guy was like, shit, and well, that's what I did. I know I'm not the type of person that would be like,
You're like Babci.
oh my god.
Babci is like.
I would exactly. I had a friend of Paul's. I don't even know him. This guy Herbert or whatever. I was at some party and I went to pick up Paul because Paul was drunk. I had to go pick up Paul, and this guy was trying to hurt me. Like he was like, you're gonna take Paul, and he was like on ecstasy or some type of drug because he was freaking out. And I don't even know this guy never met him. I just know he's a friend of Paul's. You're not gonna take Paul. Paul's here for he's here for a party. Don't take him. And I'm like, Paul is throwing up. He's sick, and his parents have already found weed inside of his car, and so he was in big trouble. And I was like, Paul, you're at this party. You should not be at this party, because somebody at the party called and was like, your friend here needs to go home. And so I went up, got him, and his friend tried to hit me and was trying to hurt me, and I just smacked him. I just grabbed him right here and smacked him in the face. So I grabbed him right here and just smacked him, and his whole face moved, but his neck couldn't, and it hurt him really, really bad. I'm just not the type of person that, even when I'm threatened, I would be like, oh, okay.
I was gonna be the mom that hits her.
I probably would before
Maybe you're gonna be the abusive person.
I don't know.
And your kids are gonna be afraid of you.
I mean,
Well, maybe take after the grandfather.
I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not the type of, I don't know. I don't think I would be. I'm probably verbally abusive. I don't think I'll ever be physically abusive. I hate touching other people. But
Well, I hope you won't be verbally abusive. You're a very strong person, so who knows? You're right, you don't know
But,
till
yeah,
your
I'm
life
saying
goes
that
on.
I've
I
never-
certainly didn't think anything was gonna happen to me either. And just the
Oh,
way
you
it
never
is.
know when
Yeah,
you
you
end up.
just don't know about life and what's planned.
It changes.
God has planned for you. Some people never have abuse in their life. Some people have never done without money in their life.
It changes at 20, then it changes at 40. Sue will be
Isn't that
changing.
weird? Because that's what I
Yeah, Sue will
always
be
think.
changing. Yeah, your
No
mother
wonder,
will change.
because I'm in another 20 shift.
Yeah, another shift, 20.
Yeah,
And you
if I
change
did
at
20,
80.
I was like with you, and then 20 years of my marriage with David was pretty good. And then we started the divorce, so now it's been another 20 years of going through the divorce and being a divorced person, and so I'm going, I'm going into another shift. I'm
Yeah.
going into Florida, and it's
Absolutely.
another 20-year cycle
Even your
of
body will
something.
change. I was so surprised. I'm just telling you what I've learned. So here you're getting married and you're getting all these beautiful clothes for the honeymoon, shoes to match and everything, and your shoes. So then you come from the honeymoon, you don't go anywhere, especially you go back to work. Then you're going someplace and you decide you got all these pretty outfits that you got for the honeymoon, you only wore it once. They go and they don't fit. your feet get bigger.
My feet
And you'd
won't go
expect
any bigger.
your feet not to grow.
Should have
You're in a twice.
Mine won't change.
Yeah, that's
No, my
the
feet
thing,
can't
the
grow.
ball, and it changes.
They can't grow any bigger. They were
The
up to a
shoe,
size 10
you know,
in ninth
fit,
grade, and
you
now
know.
they're down to an 8.5. They like shrunk.
Yeah, it's,
But sometimes it's good. It's like when I was young like you and I was very thin, my hips would be, I had a really my waist was 18 inches. I don't know what yours is, but mine was 18 inches.
25. Not 18. That's really skinny.
Yeah. Well, I'm built a little bit, but I
Yeah,
was an
you
hourglass,
get
but I
your
was like an 18-inch waist. When you see me in some of the pictures, my wedding gown was like a 5, and I really teeny waist. Anyway, so I had big butt and thighs, and so I would try on pants, and they would all be like the ones you had
that's what I got.
yesterday. I could never find a pair of pants with an 18-inch waist that had fit my hips.
you'd have to have dimples on top, and
But when I got older, I still have a waist, which a lot of old people don't have, but it filled in. So it's like more like a normal person's waist now, so now the pants will fit, I can find pants. And I was like, oh, that's good that I got fat in the waist, because now I can buy pants.
I don't know, 18 inches. It's still so hard to buy pants. That's the thing. Like the ones that I was wearing today, do you like pants one? They fit my thighs, my butt, it's so big, it's so embarrassing. I always have to wear a belt.
yeah, I figure after 20 you wouldn't grow, but you do grow in a different direction.
Yeah, my shoe size went from
I want my boots to be bigger.
7 in high school to an 8.
Well, my feet were a size 10 in ninth grade, and they're down to a 9. So I wear 8.5 in some shoes, but usually I wear 9. So I'm excited. Yeah, it shrunk soon as my feet grow again.
Yeah, most times go to
Yeah.
10. Once in a while you find a shoe that Joni's 11. I know, I thought, all those shoes you go in stores at 10. And once in a while we go to a store that carries to 11. Oh, she gets all excited.
Man, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, but she's 11 really. But she a lot of times puts on a 10 because there's no choice.
It's a good thing, because she is a big woman. She is
Yeah, 'cause I
always
went to
gonna
the
be-
shop with her.
She looked like she's not like Helen or Charlie. The Muskeviches, are they big like that? Where does that come
The
from?
grandmother was big. Charlie's mother was a big woman.
Is that what it was? Because she was a big woman. And it isn't, she didn't take after Helen and Charlie.
And she like,
She's a mixture, like, she had the complexion like Helen, good skin. She had blue eyes, like my father and my sister had blue eyes. And the nose, and the other, Helen used to say, you got Muskevichka's legs. But she used to get mad, it was not, she didn't want to look like a Muskevich. And Helen used to say, yeah, look at the muscles on you know.
She does look like a Muskevich. She's very attractive. I didn't know them very well. But she doesn't look like Helen or Charlie. So I keep saying she must look like a Muskevich.
I know the legs, Helen said, you're just like Muskevich's legs. I know Helen had a beautiful complexion, rosy cheeks, healthy, no skin problems. And Charlie had curly hair. Jody had a slight curl. Not like Sue. They weren't straight, but they had a little.
Yeah, she had great hair, and so, I think like
And she
Helen's
turned
hair
gray.
wasn't like that. She had
Helen
nice,
never turned
thick
gray.
hair.
Helen died no gray hair.
Yeah,
She bleached her hair. She didn't have gray hair.
coloring, everything. It's got to be from Charlie's side.
Well, everything else is like Charlie. Well, bullshitter. Charlie was a bullshitter.
I don't know what I look like.
Oh, you look. I see everybody in you. I see your mother. I see me. I see
My friends
mother.
say that I don't look like you at all, Mom. My friends go, you don't get anything like your
Certainly,
mom.
when she was small, you were identical. I know we were in a bank or somewhere. Well, she did look like Sue.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like Sue. You changed as you got older. Because I know we went and you could see a picture
I don't have
of
the
her.
same jawline. I have the same forehead line, like same forehead, but I don't have the same eyebrows or the eye shape or the nose or the same mouth as my mom. And she has
didn't
really
take
high
them out of
cheekbones
curly
with
hair.
beautiful eyes, and I've got these green things.
You've got.
I didn't remember Sue
You have
ever.
the same eyes as me and Babci.
No, we like have blue-green eyes, mine are like brown-green. And Mommy has really high cheekbones and a big smile.
You have high cheekbones.
No, I don't.
Well, your mother will tell you she doesn't either. You have got the same cheekbones
No,
as
that's
her.
not my mommy. Don't you have high cheekbones?
And you've got the inset eyes that she has. She has those inset eyes.
Come here, Mom. Come look at me.
I thought you had
Come here.
your
And
mother's
that's from
eyes shaped.
Nana's side, those inset
Look at her
eyes.
cheekbones. They're huge. They're all nice and high. Especially when she was thin, you can see in her picture.
It makes baby look
Skinny little
because
thing.
she's heavier, and you might get it when you get heavier.
No, Mommy was skinny little thing. She really.
I was a skinny little thing, huh?
She was skinny. She used to eat
Not
like
now.
a fish.
Nothing like
She ate like a fish.
I
Don't
guess
throw
she
that
got
bread
dimples.
away.
Told me I couldn't eat 14 pieces of French toast anymore. The
She's
world
thin
came
now.
to an
I mean,
end.
what-
I remember that day. My mother sat me aside and said,
No, her eyes set.
You are
aren't
not
even deep.
swimming?
Mine are like when you go. I know because when I look inside pictures from or the mirror from far away or whatever, or not pictures, mirror from far away, like in dance class when I'm more than like 10, 15 feet away from myself, my eyes just look like these like holes, like it's black and like my entire face indented.
just very hard on yourself right now.
And hers like are bright and you can see hers from far away. You can see she has blue eyes or whatever. I just look like these black things. Like you get away from me. I don't look like her. And even my
That's
friends say,
makeup.
even when I have no makeup on. Just like the way my eyebrows and everything, the eyebrow.
I think they think you don't look like your mother because you are tall. And your mom's shorter and stuff, and that's what makes it deceiving. That's like my mother was very tall and thin, and I was
Well,
short.
go get pictures of Mom when she was 17 or 18. I don't look like her then either. I think when we were little baby girls. Yeah, I should see a picture of my mom. Mom, I should see a picture of my dad, my biological father.
Don't have one.
The only one that looks like Dave a lot is Donnie. He's sick. He punished the bread of watching another.
Yeah, I thought.
I said to her, is he trying to imitate Dave, you know? I sit and talk, watch the bread, he punished, he's sick like him.
Uncle Dan and Mom look really similar, except for Uncle Dan has freckles. But they have the exact same nose and eyes and eyebrows and forehead and everything.
I think they all look alike. DJ tends to look more like me.
Oh, no, most of them are Stanley. They look more like Stanley.
Uncle DJ and Uncle Don have
Like she used to
More
walk
similar
through, we
to
used to
Uncle
say
Dan.
she like Lois. When I
Uncle
would say,
Don looks exactly like Grandpa looked when he was that age. He acts like him, he looks like
he
him.
butters his bread and everything. And Sue used to walk, we used to
So
sit,
Grandpa's
Helen and I, and say,
cheeks
they go Lois.
like Uncle Don
We
has
used to say
white
that,
cheeks.
when you walk
know?
by,
You can see it when you
it goes Lois.
Yeah, and they really
Lois was a pretty woman, she's a good woman.
Yeah. And Susie looks like
But she got curly hair, she had gray hair. I don't know
Susie
who
looked
Sue
like
I
took.
don't have
Lois,
hair
and
like my mom either.
she grayed young.
That's when Mom gets gray, you know. Mom has
Did
her
she
hair.
have
Nana
curly
had
hair?
gray hair when she was 40. Her whole head
Mom
was
had gray
white.
hair when she was 30.
Did
I
she
mean,
have
really
curly?
gray.
I never
mean,
noticed
like
that she.
Babci. Nana was
Mom
like
would
that
too
at
if she didn't
40.
diet.
Does Lois have curly
Mom,
hair?
I love you, Bella. You're my favorite. 'cause you
She
know all
always
my
got perms,
secrets
so I
and
don't
would
know.
never
It's curly, but I don't know whether it was perm or not.
It's naturally
Dave's
wavy.
father had kinky curly hair. And
I know,
Lev
we
had
Lev
it.
had her
Bert
kinky
had
curly
it.
Mommy
hair.
has really curly hair. I
Dave
have
just got waves
a little
out of
bit.
it.
Who has Dave? Uncle DJ?
Your grandfather, Dave, got wavy hair, but his father had kinky curly hair, and so does Bert and Lev.
I have a really, really slight wave in my hair before I did all this stuff to my hair. When I was a little girl and until I was like 14 and stuff, 15 even. I just have a real slight wave to my hair. Nothing like Mom though. When she doesn't do that to her hair, like what she did now, curl it and then it looks all funny in the back like that. Mom, come here. Come here. She goes like this. No, turn around.
I do that.
Oh yeah,
I
sure,
do
mess it
that.
all back up. She goes like this, and then she's got like all her black from underneath, and not her blonde bicep, and it's like all in the front. They could see her gray stuff.
It looks just like Babci's. It's only curly.
I do
Or
that.
Grams.
That, and I go like this, I do this every, I do
You
that.
can see Mommy has really gray hair, unless she just dyed it before we left.
My hair never, my hair
See all
always
that? But her
parted in the
entire
middle.
hair is like that. Because I remember
Looks like yours, except for
it's
that.
exactly like yours when she doesn't diet.
That's why I diet.
That's why
I
she
don't want to
diets
look like I'm
'cause she doesn't
60,
wanna
I'm
look like
40.
she's 60. She said, I said, it was like nice, like grand. She said, exactly.
It's expensive though, because they have to add so many colors. They darken it and then they highlight it so that it looks
I
blonde.
love mine.
Yeah, it looks
I
really nice
really
for
love
60
it.
years old, but not for 40
When I'm
years
60 and I would look like that, I would keep it. But at 60, I'll look like that and I won't keep it done either.
I've
Just
debated about it.
something
I
I'm
look at it,
gonna
I've
have to
debated,
do.
should I
old.
dye
No,
it
you've
or
grayed
not?
really
Your hair is
well.
pretty.
And
Your
I
hair is
just,
beautiful.
I don't like doing anything to it, because I like that it shines and it's healthy.
I got a nice shine to my hair.
And so I didn't want to color it or permit or do anything like that, just let it be
Well,
natural.
everybody loves my color. People stop saying, love your
White.
color.
White, white.
Yeah, Joni's got that nice white too, and I'm graying just like you, so I'm hoping that I get white too.
Yeah, they all love that. You know, people say, is there, you know, like, a lot of, you know, it's gray, but mine ain't gray. Sometimes they look like blonde. When you used to go in the sun, and I said, gee, you got like blonde hair. I said, that's gray.
Yours is that white, silver, platinum. There's some
Yeah.
people that are gray.
Yeah, gray.
Don't like gray.
I don't like the way that, not to be racist, but blacks have like a really ugly color when they
I
gray.
do too.
I think they look really funny. They have like it's like a brassy gray. It's kind of weird. It's not like
Yeah,
gray
and my
black.
sister never turned gray. She dyed like blonde, you know, like
She
bleach.
bleached her hair
'Cause she
all
had a
like this, so I
shitty
think of her as
color.
a blonde. But she said, I remember when she was really old and she said, I'm gonna stop bleaching it. Because I thought she was hiding her gray and she was really old and she said, no, if I stop bleaching it, I'll have dark brown hair. And I'd never seen her with dark hair because she'd been a blonde her whole life.
No, and the hairdresser said the dye that she was using on her hair, if she had gray hair, she could not use it. My grandmother died 100 years old, something. She never had no gray hair. Because people that came from Europe would say to my mother,
Did she dye her hair color?
No, her hair never grayed.
How did her hair never gray?
Jean's hair never grayed either, right?
It's just something, it's genetics, everybody is different. Like
Yeah.
some guys go bald, some don't.
Oh, I
Some
have been
people
on the
gray,
board.
some don't.
yeah, and they said that they came from Europe,
Whatever.
say, gee, you're gray. You know, your mother isn't gray. Your mother's got all the teeth that she's got. So that's how my mother knew that her mother never turned gray. And Helen did, but it was a shitty color. I like to use my word shitty.
It was a shit.
Yeah.
Not like it wasn't so flattering. Shitty. It's shitty color.
I liked your hair, and my hair is just like your hair. And in fact, I'm getting that same, like you had a white platinum, like
Yeah, I
in the
had
front,
platinum
it's starting
here
to come in.
and
I thought that's
platinum
just
here.
where my mother got her streak.
And the hairdresser thing, you did
Good. I hope I
something.
age like you.
So they would test it, you know how they, like, when you get a permanent.
Yeah,
You would
like-
age. You would
they
age
just
the
put a
exact same
bleach
thing as her,
over.
just 20 years earlier. You don't age the same way. You look the exact same way if you didn't dye it, just 20 years earlier. But I don't think you want to.
Well, she'll change a little as she goes
Mother's hair is
over.
way darker than mine, that's why.
No, they dye it that color. Mom has like actually a lot lighter color.
I
It's
think
the
when you
color-
dye, when it's coming out, it looks darker.
No,
But once it gets to
Okay.
normal color, it'll get lighter.
It's pretty. I would leave it, it's gorgeous. It would look like you frosted it. Because I've thought about doing that too, but I don't want to put any chemicals in. Because I have gray streaks in there, they can turn that gray into blonde by putting like a blonde over it, so it'll look like frosting.
Your Ruki Carousel used to put it. Hey, I was thinking
But
of
it's
you.
very pretty, it's shiny and blonde
Ruby.
looking. You're crazy, I would
West
leave it
college, she
natural.
went, a
Many people
secretary
ruin their
college
hair.
in Boston, Burgex. And so they teach you how to take care of your
I have no
complexion.
idea what you're talking about. I'm so confused.
I'll tell you what I thought. This you don't know.
About what? I don't understand. Mom was talking to Grams at the same time, and I've what back what?
Ruki Parasol. Well, I'm telling about
My
a
best
college.
girlfriend was
Okay.
Ruby Parasol.
And Burgex is a college. I'm talking Boston College.
Okay.
She was going there.
Okay.
And they teach you typewriting, everything about secretarial, and then they teach you how to dress, how to keep your complexion, everything.
Wow.
So Ruti Parasol they used to teach you to refresh your complexion. Like when you said you went in the bathroom, playing with your complexion. I thought of Ruthie Parasol. And she used to live here and will tell us what she was learning in school. Berthoud's College in Boston.
Almost. I just checked. It's still a little too hot to slice.
Yeah, so anyway,
my nightly routine.
she went to her face and then rubbed it with sugar, like put sugar, rubbed it.
Exfoliator.
That is set. Your complexion comes silky, clean looking. It really does a beautiful job.
Exfoliator. I know so many tricks of the trade.
And it doesn't cost
I don't know
nothing.
either.
How this
Like
wax is done.
cinnamon. When your face is like really, you don't have that skin brightening. You want to look like bright and glow. You have cinnamon on your face. Like you have cinnamon and a little bit of whole milk or some yogurt,
It's in there somewhere.
and you got
What's she looking for?
The block of cream cheese.
Well, that you picked it up. I don't know where you put it.
or lemon. If you took get dry skin on your elbows or on your knees, you cut a lemon in half, put it on them, leave it on for 10 minutes,
You can't
boil
find
that, or take a little bit of lemon juice, put it on your pores, and then tighten
Would
it up.
it be in that tray, like under the, where the cheeses are, the little tray?
I don't do it myself. I'm
keep
too
the butter?
nervous when I have acne that it'll make my face
Found it?
like all those things. I use a few, like honey is great for your lips. It takes away all
Doesn't
those
she have a
lines,
system when she puts it back
And
in
the
the
sugar.
refrigerator?
nourishes your. What type of blood cell is it? I don't remember. It's some type of cell. Is it a blood cell? Whatever. It gets into the bloodstream because it's where the blood's the closest. And it makes them all energetic. Lots of things like that, but I never do them. Well, I do honey sometimes. That's why I can make my own lip glosses.
You didn't find it? Would you put it in the vegetable bin sometime unexpected?
I looked in the vegetable.
Would you put it in here, where the butter's,
I don't see it up there.
no?
Is it on the bottom left, maybe? There's lots of stuff in the bottom left with the cans.
But I just pulled all out.
Oh. I didn't see anything wrong in there. I'm telling you, it's like Mary Poppins' bag. I don't know how it all fits.
Found the cheesecake.
No.
That's it.
I don't know who invented cheesecake.
Farmer
No.
cheese. No, it's
That's
Philadelphia brand, silver box. It says silver box, I know it's in there, I saw it, because that's why when I said, oh, I don't want that, I want whipped. Kelly, want to go upstairs and put Christmas lights on and stuff, so.
Yeah.
House Christmas.
Yeah, fine.
You can't
Are you sure you didn't throw it away?
When I was in there earlier, I saw it.
You had it on the table. Then you put it back as if you found the one.
No, that was mine. I bought for the clam dip.
Oh, maybe you used it for clam
No, I
dip.
bought 2 for clam dip and used 2 for clam dip. I didn't, unless you saw mine for clam dip. Did you buy for you?
She had one in there.
I never